Afternoon, people. This is Sam, South Carolina Happy Bees, and we're out here at on the east fence side, and this is hive number 340. East fence is a triple deep 8 frame, and last time we checked it, it had a blue queen, which means she's about 3 years old. Give a little bit. And it being as big as it is, we got our smoker here. Okay. And they have it stuck down pretty good. Okay, they've got a few in the top, no beetles. Take their feeder ring off. There appears to have a few beetles in here. Hey girls, y'all have a good day. I think this one we're just going to try to push it all the way over to one side. There we go. That way we got room here. Come on, girl. Without a honey flow, it's a good frame to be laying in. No bugs, no food. We have some frames here that we can put somewhere else. A little nectar, not much of anything. Here's an empty one they haven't built. Walking around on the bottom. We're going to put it over here. This one here is an empty frame. We have one walking around on the bottom. Stick it over here. This one here. We could probably get rid of this top box. This one here has a little bit of nectar and honey on it. And they built that wax on their frame with their fishing line, and they did it all by themselves. Now this frame here, could be spun out because it's got a little place down on the bottom in the middle, but it has nothing in it. It has no pollen, no brood, no bees. Yeah, it might be a bee sticking in there. That's their honey frame. Now if we'd had a honey flow, it'd have all this filled out. And I keep telling them we're going to have another one, and they don't believe me, I don't think. This is too much of a too many frames in here for this few of bees. This one here has some honey. There's a little nectar on that side and a little honey on that side. This one here be a good brood frame. Has a little nectar, a little honey on it. This is where they had a queen cell at one time and they ate the side out of it. And that's okay. We're going to take these frames here, stick them over here. Bunch of beetles in the feeder. Okay. Take this box here, stick it over here on my right, your left. This is where the box we just put up here. Just a little bit right there. And now let's see what we're going to do here. The only bugs I've seen so far was in that food dish. This one here is a frame that has some pollen, no bugs. We have pollen, little nectar on that side. We're going to stick it over here for right now. This one here they're thinking about working on. They have nothing in there. It's mainly a drone frame. We can take it out if we need to. This one here has a little nectar on it, some pollen. This one here has some nectar. It has some nectar and some pollen on it. This one they're working on. We can take it out. They don't mind doing the work, people. They just need the material to build with. They make their material, but they got to have feed to feed themselves. This one here has a little nectar in it. We're going to take some of these frames out and get rid of one of these boxes. And once we get a honey flow, which will probably be next month, hopefully, we can put it back in. This one here has a little honey, no bugs. That's that side. This is the hive that we're looking at, that it had the blue queen in there laying. Then they had another unmarked queen in there. She was laying. And that's the one we put in 101 that we looked at a few minutes ago. This one here's about the same as the other frames. This one here has some honey. With a beetle. Had a beetle. That's that one. But we can put it back down there. Down here we got more bees. We're going to fix that and make sure y'all can see it. This is where the bees are hiding. How's that? Now down here we hope to find some bees, some brood and some eggs and a queen. It's after 6 o'clock, people, and there's 6:30. We were out here yesterday at 6:30. And the bees are behaving themselves. This is one that they're working on. It has brood on it. It has some nectar. It has some pollen. It has some bees. It has some other stuff on there. The same thing with this one. some of this propolis off the end here. Then we're going to take it, sit it up here on the side. When you're setting them down, make sure you set them on the box that they came out of, just in case you missed the queen, or if the baby bees get out. Let's say I had a box over here and I leaned them up over here, they would go into that box and probably be killed. They could fall off and just have a long way to walk back home. So if you lean up there, they can walk on the box and find their way home. Whoops. There's a queen something. Not a queen cell, it's just a big thing. This one here has some brood. There's the blue queen. She's right there. Right there on your right hand side, down toward the bottom. And I'm sure there's eggs in there, but it's getting kind of dark. Okay, we know we got a blue queen still. And we have brood. She's on that frame, she probably got eggs. We saw the queen and the brood and the larvae. We don't really care about seeing eggs and all that stuff. This one here has some brood. A couple of drone cells. Has some drone brood capped. This one here has the same thing. The capped brood is down towards your left bottom and on your right bottom. Speaking of bottoms, the bottom's clean. I had somebody ask me about the pollen patties. Says he lives up in Pennsylvania. I mean the peppermint patties. Says he lives in Pennsylvania. And they don't have much problem with beetles. And should he still use the peppermint? Well, when I heard that, I went to the internet and I looked at peppermint honeybees, and it says you can use peppermint extract oil, and you can put it a little bit under your arms, and it will repel the bees from bothering you. They'll get away from you, because they say peppermint is a insect repellent. I didn't know that. Now, a little peppermint candy, I'm sure our peppermint candy doesn't have any essential oils in it, but it smells like peppermint, and they said the bees didn't like it, but I haven't seen where they had been repelled or left the house because of the peppermint. But I have noticed less beetles, and it's possible that, now this frame here is laid up all the way, both sides. Got a little honey on your left side. Bottom's still clean. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. I seem to remember reading somewhere about different things, what mites don't like and all that stuff. It seemed like they said peppermint or spearmint. Peppermint. The beetles don't like, or the mites don't like it either. This one here has brood, honey. This one here has honey and brood. Y'all can tell where the honey and the brood starts and stops. The brood is down on your bottom left-hand corner. The rest of it's honey. Now I know that the bees will eat the peppermint. Usually this time of the year we're eaten up by beetles. This year we didn't have any in the beginning, where we normally have a lot too. But the weather had a lot to do with this. This one here is laid up where she can lay. Right to the left of the center, she has brood and eggs. The rest of that is nectar and honey, and it's got that on both sides. And we may come in here next week and change some of the frames around as far as their honey frames and their brood frames. Would like to make another split with it, but I think it's a little late in the year. Most years we'd still be making splits, but this year, with the dry weather we've been having, and they're not making drones because they're not building up as fast, I don't think I'm going to do it. Because it'd take me 45 days before the queen could be hatched. Mated, if she came back mated, it'd be another 2 weeks before I could see larvae. So you're talking a long time. You're talking, a month and a half. And that's only if we start having a honey flow. That's why I'm not making any more splits this year. I got one over there that I made a little split. They have 3 little queen cells in it. And it's in a 2-framer or a 3-framer hive. And they're doing okay. I didn't see a whole lot of pollen, so we're going to be giving them some pollen. And we're going to try the peppermint thing. Yeah, had to get one, didn't I? The peppermint thing. We're not going to put any peppermint in here. It's a mean little thing. Then we're going to put this box back on. Now, we're going to take the honey frame out. They said I've been here long enough. Make sure y'all can see. That's what I need, the motion detecting camera. That way the camera can follow me. We'll get a GoPro, but I don't really like GoPros. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we got? Okay, take this one out. Now here, this one got honey on it. So we're going to take it and put it on the outside here. We're going to turn it around backwards. I could put it on the other side, but we're not. Put that there. Take these beads off. But I'm going to continue using peppermint. I'm going to give them a couple without. I don't think I put peppermint on any of these today. So this row here will be our experimental row. Take this one. It's got a little honey on it. So we're going to stick it over here. That was empty. That was empty. This one has a little bit. We're going to stick it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stick that there. That way they don't have as many frames that they got to guard against. That makes me happier because they're doing a good job, in my opinion. These other bees over here will go back to this hive. We're going to smoke them real good over here. That way the bees that can fly will fly. Nurse bees will. But anyway, my other hives I'm going to continue using peppermint. Another guy asked me about the frames, putting my frames in the freezer, which all these will probably go in there too for a couple of days, just in case. And I believe that if I leave my frames in the beehive, in the freezer, as long as I do, they'll be fine. I believe it will kill all the bees or the bugs in it. These I can go ahead and use these as they are if I wanted to, which I might do. I'll use them tomorrow. And we'll take this. This is their empty box. And we'll put it right here in front of the door so whatever bees are in there can walk back home. And we'll take our feeder ring. Check it out for beetles. Don't see any, so we'll put it back down. We'll give them some food. Beetle running over here. We got food. A little bit of pine straw in there. And that's it. And that's it. So we're going to write on here when we was last here. This is 8/26, I think. Nope, 8/27. 8/27. We still have a blue queen. Blue queen. Eggs. And brood. And bottom. And that's that, folks. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all have something else y'all would like to see, let me know. If you'd like to know what I did, let me know. Give us a comment, thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a great day. And that's what we did at the bottom.